While the Orioles and A's play at the stadium right next door inside the Oakland Coliseum Arena, we have 6:56 to go in the first quarter of Game 3 of the best-of-5 series between the Phoenix Suns and the Golden State Warriors. Let's take a quick look at how we got to this third game and how Phoenix has dominated in the series, Doug.
Well, you see the Game 1 recap. A couple things really jump out. Suns shot well at 52%. One of the reasons they got 28 points off 18 Warrior turnovers. Barkley, 16 points, 19 rebounds, 18 and 11 in the first quarter. And then in Game 2, the Warriors bounced back 42-47. You see the rebound, field goal attempts, 17 more for the Suns, which is really the key. And Byron Houston started in the game, and while he was on the floor, the Warriors were +10. When he was off with foul trouble, they were -17. So we'll have to watch that tonight also.
Houston with 5 points in this first quarter. It's 18-14 Golden State. A.C. Green is checked in, replacing Mark West, who picked up his second foul. So the 5 on the floor now for Phoenix are Kevin Johnson, Marley, A.C. Green, Ceballos, and Barkley. Mullen, Weber, Sprewell, Houston, and Owens for Golden State. And they are really going to try to stop Kevin Johnson tonight, but not that way. That won't work.
Well, you don't want to foul a jump shooter, specifically when the clock is winding down. And that'll be Byron Houston's second foul. So what you have to do now, if you're Don Nelson, you'll probably come in with Chris Gatling, who's an excellent shot blocker. Then we'll have to wait to see if that moves Chris Weber now over to Barkley, or if they'll put Gatling on Barkley.
Don Nelson admitted to us this morning they really don't have a single guy on their team that can stop Kevin Johnson single-handedly.
No, you've got to make a commitment. You say, okay, if we trap Kevin Johnson, that frees up three-point shooting. If we double Charles Barkley, that frees up offensive rebounding. So it's which poison do you want to accept? And what you have to hope is that if you force them to shoot some three-point shots, that they will be cold tonight. And that has not been the case in this series. That had timely three-point shooting, but between Marley and Ainge.
Sprewell inside, underneath the pass to Billy Owens. And Billy Owens is hit for 4. Billy Owens. 2016 Golden State.
You see what Chris Webber's doing? He's trapping KJ at half court. KJ's going to have to realize that and pull his dribble back. He had his head down, and Webber just coming out to meet him at half court. Watch this now from our end zone picture here. See, here's Webber just waiting on the double team. KJ's got to pull that dribble back. He can't pick it up.
Back to live action. Marley in the front court. 10 left in the shot clock. Closing in on the 6-minute mark in this opening quarter.
See, no double
working
team.
on Chris Gatling now. The jumper over Gatling. I tell you what, Charles Barkley is about as hot as he can be in this first quarter. He's in for 14 of the 18 Phoenix points. Golden State by 2. Nice move by Chris Webber. Gets him his 6th point.
Chris Webber
22-18
is such an improved offensive player. Now he's got some moves going to the basket, some jump hooks.
That time, nobody stopped Kevin Johnson. He went all the way to the hole, got the basket, drew the foul. You've got the 2 highest scoring teams in the NBA in this series, so expect this one to be up and down. 3rd foul call against Billy Owens. He's in trouble.
Well, that really hurts him now. You've got Byron Houston with 2. You've got Billy Owens with 3.
The 7, Kevin Johnson.
You got to keep KJ in front of you. I know that's easier said than done, but it's almost like you tell your player, I want you to always see his face, because if you see his face, he's in front of you. You start seeing the back of his head, we got trouble. And that time, KJ got into the lane.
It's a 1-point lead for Golden State. 5.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Avery Johnson, who has not played much in the first 2 games, getting ready to check in now for Golden State. Latrell Sprewell off the glass. He's hit for 9 in this opening quarter.
Well, they posted him that time. No double team till late, and Sprewell at 6'7" will rise right over KJ.
Golden State by 3. The feed is Ceballos along the baseline. Couldn't get that one to fall. Offensive board by A.C. Green. Stripped by Sprewell. Warriors on the run. Sprewell back to Chris Mullen. Mullen to Sprewell. Inside Billy Owens. Owens around A.C. Green. No. Gatling the offensive board and the putback. Chris Gatling gets his first 2. 5-point lead for the Warriors.
Golden State is really aggressive tonight. Really strong to the ball.
Outside jumper nailed by Ceballos. He has 4. 26-23.
Don't blink or take a breath, Pete. This is back and forth.
Mullen trying to give it back inside to Gatling. Almost didn't see it coming. Sprewell, a lot of time to look at the basket for that 3. His second 3, and he's in for 12. 29-23 Warriors.
Has he missed a shot tonight?
5 for 5.
Now remember, he was 16 for 44 going into the game tonight.
Barkley's going to try to answer with a three of his own. Has he missed a shot
No,
tonight?
he is not. He's what, 7 for 7 now? Wow. This is Auburn and Alabama.
17 points for Barkley. 29-26. Gatling inside. Deep rebound by KJ off to Marley, trying to beat Mullen. The put back by Barkley. Don Nelson wants an offensive interference call there. He's not going to get it. 29-28.
Good. Barkley with 17 points, and we played just barely over 8 minutes in this first period.
Make it 19, counting those two.
19. So he had 18 and 11 in game one. He already has 19 here tonight.
3:40 still left in this opening quarter. Weber will get a trip to the free throw line. Barkley will be charged with a foul.
Latrell Sprewell lining it up from 3, and on the season he did a nice job from the three-point line. And here's Charles lining one up also too. So back-to-back threes by two of the star players in tonight's ball game. But on the season, Sprewell made 141 out of 391 threes. The 141 was the fourth amount of makes this year by a player. Marley had 192, which was the first in the league, and set a record.
Timeout has been used here by Golden State while they tend to Chris Gatling. And a little cut on his chin, so Byron Houston comes back in, and Avery Johnson is checked in. We'll see if he's able to do anything with Kevin Johnson. He says he can, but he hasn't had much chance to prove it in this series thus far.
Going right at Chris Weber again. Illegal defense, yes.
Illegal defense violation.
First set call. Paul Westphal, who led his team to a 56-26 regular season record, but they didn't have a whole lot of success on the road. 20 and 21 away from Phoenix. Another three by Sprewell. He has 3 threes, 3 twos, 15 points, 32-28.
Nothing like getting home to cure your shooting ills, right, Pete?
Wow. But now Byron Houston has picked up his third. And that is always a problem with Byron Houston. He is so prone to get into foul trouble. And here comes Chris Gatling checking back in to replace him. Or he will at the in-between shots here by A.C. Green. He had a little cut on his chin or lip. And because of the blood, they had to take him out of the game. But he's going to come back in now that he's been tended to. Green's first point of the game. Here comes Gatling in for Houston. So now you've got a combination out there for Don Nelson of Gatling, Weber, Mullen, Sprewell, and Avery Johnson.
A.C. Green has had a terrific first 2 games, averaging over 12 points a game and over 8 rebounds. So he's been very active. In fact, in 2 games he has 7 offensive rebounds. So he's been dynamite getting second and third shots for Phoenix.
Phoenix 9 for 9 from the free throw line. The Warriors 1 for 1, so nobody's missed from there either.
I think that Avery Johnson being guarded by Sabalas, this is very interesting. They've kept KJ on Sprewell. That's an interesting matchup. I thought they'd slide KJ over to play Avery Johnson. That was not the case.
Let's see if Avery Johnson can stop Kevin Johnson. Not that time. KJ got around him. Puts up the jumper. Short. Rebound. Chris Gatling. Off to Avery Johnson. Good job getting back by Green and Marley. Avery Johnson beats them both. His first 2. It's 34-30, and we still have 2:40 left in the first quarter.
Sort of like that New York-New Jersey game we just watched, wasn't it?
We'll catch them by 2 minutes into the second. Now Barkley works on Gatling. Follow-away jumper over Gatling. This is incredible. 21 points, 21 first quarter points for Barkley. A steal by Sir Charles. 34-32. A 2-pointer ties it up for Phoenix. A 3-pointer puts him ahead. He still hasn't missed. 24 points for Barkley.
Look at Paul Westphal, the smile on his face. He said, when Charles comes to play, I feel pretty good.
I think Charles came to play tonight. 35-34 Suns. Still 2 minutes to go in the first. Weber. Nobody's missing. Weber has 8. 36-35 Golden State.
Can Phoenix win in a shootout at Golden State, or can Golden State score enough points? I think that's what it's going to come down to. Here goes Charles once again. Another 3. Oh,
unbelievable! 27 points for Charles Barkley. 38-36 Phoenix. Chris Mullen for 3. Forget field goal
percentages here. They're just going to make them all. 39-38. The crowd tolerating defense.